What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Rossie's Clubhouse. If you've been here before, you know me, Rossie McCree. I'm the host of Rossie's Clubhouse. If you're new here, welcome to a new year of Rossie's Clubhouse. And I have with me, you guys, multi-talented Sacramento artist, Trae Mackey. Trae, welcome to Rossie's Clubhouse.
Hello, Rosie. It's good to be here.
Yes. Trae, Rossie.
Rossie. I'm
It's
so
okay.
sorry.
It's okay, man. It's okay. I've been called Rosie all my life. It's all good. Anyways, guys, so this is Trae, and it's really funny how me and Trae start talking about coming on the show was I reacted to an artist named Sonae, OTW. Her video was called I Quit. And Trae happened to direct that video. I love the song. I couldn't wait to react. So that's how I kind of met Trae. And he was like, I directed that video. And then researching him, he's directed a lot of videos. He's done a lot. But Trae, I want to start with you. Let's start with the fact that you were in this business as a young child. Like you were a child actor. Can you tell me about that?
Oh, man. Child acting, that life is, yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Like, was it something that you wanted to do as a child? And how old, when we say child actor, how old were you when you started getting in the business?
Okay, yep. That's a good question. So, did I want to do it? That's a perfect point to start on because, you know, I was a baby. My first commercial, I had to have been about like 3 years old when I was in my first commercial. It was a Tide commercial. It was me. It was laying down. I was supposed to be laying down on my TV dad, and it was a song playing in the background. It was like "Take Me Home, Take Me Home." So it was playing all on TV, and that was like, I'm pretty sure that was like the first commercial that I was ever in. And then from there, it became a thing in my life. You know, I'd be at school, and then, the teacher would call in the class. You get a call from the office, and it'd be like, "Oh, Trio, hey, your dad's picking you up."
Right.
And then I knew that, hey, going to LA. So I get picked up from school early, and it was a constant thing in my life, and it was fun. It was definitely an experience, it's so interesting. We could go all over the place with it, but it definitely was a something that helped form
Wow.
who I am and like what it is that I do
Right.
today, if that makes
Right.
sense.
How long did you do that? Like, how long did you stay an actor? Like, did you continue that? Was it a certain age that you just said you didn't want to do it anymore?
So it started, it was really my dad. My dad, in the 80s, he came up, he had a group. Their name was By Choice. My dad, who's actually, his youngest sister is Sonae. So Sonae is actually my auntie.
No way. Really?
Yeah, so Sonae's my auntie. That's my dad's youngest sister. So our entire family, the entire Mackey family, like, it's just, we're all so musically inclined. Like, anything entertainment based, anything with entertaining somebody,
Yeah.
last name Mackey, you type in last name Mackey, you're gonna find one of us. And Sonae, she's one of them. I'm one of them. And this, it's something that in our family, it's just all around. It's just music.
Right.
We got singers, we got actors. We got
Right.
stuff all over the place. But yeah, I know. I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place. But
No, you're fine. That's I didn't know that. And yes, talented. Sonae is talented. And to know that
absolutely,
you guys are all family, yes, absolutely. That's so how did you come about linking her, directing her video? Like when you got it, well, let's go back because I don't want to jump to that. I mean, you got into filmmaking and video editing. What came first? Because I know you have a love for photography, all of that. I'm gonna let you have it right now.
Oh my goodness. So, all right, think about it like this. Like, think as a child, like, right? Like, you grew up in this world. It's kind of bizarre. A lot of people don't live that life. They don't understand that it's not something that they were like born into. I was just talking to my friend today, like, entertainment as a whole, it kind of sounds cliche, but like, I was really born into it. really truly born into it. So, how was it? It was just, what was your original question? I'm sorry. I'm all
No,
over.
like, when you got into photography, when you went from acting and you got, because obviously you're around it, so you're around lights, cameras, all that. When did you pick up your camera and say, I think I want to be behind the scenes?
All for as long as I can remember, there will be people around me, cameras. I've always been in front of a camera. I go to auditions, be a camera in front, a huge camera, and
Right,
I'd say, hey, my name's Trae Mackey. I'm 8 years old and blah, 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 right? And I'm in front of a camera. So cameras have always been around. And for as long as I can remember, if somebody had a camera, I'd always be like, hey, can I take a picture on your camera? Like, can I take a little picture? And they'd be, oh, go ahead. They'd hand me the camera and whatever. And just that was always more of a love. Like I always had more of a passion for like creating rather than faking. And that's no diss to actors, but it's
right,
just think of it like as a child growing up acting, right? It's like, where do you find yourself? It's like you grow up in you're acting, right? Everybody in your family knows you for acting, right? But then it's like you have trouble when you're coming up figuring out who it is that you are because you're so busy portraying other people.
right,
So for me that was kind of like, the struggle coming up, trying to figure
right,
out who I was. Behind the
right.
camera, it was a totally different story. I was so expressive, like it was truly me. The music choices, the editing, the cuts, everything, just the overall mood of everything, like that's where that was birthed. Because I just remember
Yeah.
it got to a point, I'm done with acting. Like I'm done with acting. Like I hate this pressure. It's just not fun. It's just not fun. So one day I remember I broke down in front of my dad. I was like, I remember we're in the room with this is like, so when you go to auditions in LA, right?
Right.
It's just a huge room, right? There's a whole bunch of people, hundreds of
Mm.
kids, maybe not hundreds, but maybe like 20 to 30 kids in there with their parents, just like me. And yeah, you're just waiting for your name to be called, for you to go into the room with a director and then whoever else is in there. So it's a lot of pressure. It was a lot of pressure for
Yeah.
me. Granted, I still handled my business. I still did what it was I was supposed to do. I still got jobs, but it was just like, dang, this is like a lot. And I don't think I knew how to like express it at that time.
Right.
So I finally was able to get through it, and I told my dad, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. And he was like, all right. And then, yeah, it
So after,
birthed
so
that.
being that,
Right.
like you said, I mean, 3 years old in a Tide commercial, so that's your life. That's what you do. And like you said, the family is, everyone's doing something as far as, like you said, entertaining. So when you decided, I'm not going to do that, I don't want to act anymore. Did you want to still be in the business though? And when you found your first camera and just enjoyed doing that, did you know, I still want to be around this? I'm just not going to be in front of the camera. Like, I just don't want to even do that anymore.
Yeah, that is absolutely what I felt. Like, I still had a longing to have some sort of part and some hand in creation. I have a creator's mind. You talk to a lot of creators.
Yeah.
I want to create stuff, and just entertainment as a whole. I was born into it. I kind of know what's going on. I have like a bird's eye view of what's happening. I've been in there like that from a kid. So it's like, it just makes sense. Like, why not kind of turn it around and still, you know?
Right, right. So getting into video directing, because I mean, you have a number of videos that you direct. It's not just Soné. You direct videos, and I also want to talk about some of the meetups that you do. I was on your channel, and some of the cinematic things, that videos that you shoot, where it's not a music video, but it's just cinematic shots, which are really beautiful. I love the music that you put to them. But your first video, when you started doing that, do you remember the first client that you had? Was it Soné because she's family, or were you already doing that before you even directed Soné's video?
I think I had been doing it for a while, and I honestly, off the top of my head, I can't think of all the people that I work
Right,
with.
right,
Not nobody too big, but I think Sonay, my auntie, was that first one
Right.
Like the first collaboration with somebody that I was like really excited for. I
Okay.
was like, not only is this my auntie, but my auntie's popping right now. Like my auntie's kind of like she's kind of like popping her stuff right now. So I'm like,
Yes.
yo, this is gonna hit. This
Yes.
video is gonna hit.
It did. You did such a great job.
Yeah.
You two working together. It was just really good. And I'm going to mention you guys. It's I Quit. There's a artist named Prophet. There's so many. NC. I mean, Super Rich Kids unofficial video. There's so many, and they're shot very, very well. I had some other questions. Oh yeah, speaking of, I wanted to get into this. Did you have people that you looked up to? You know, like Hype Williams, F. Gary Gray. What did you? Did you? You're really young, so those artists are probably in like your dad's day. But you knew of those artists, right? You knew of those video directors that made it really huge. Did you admire any of them? Cole Bennett.
Absolutely. Like it's so crazy because it's almost like I had to fight to find all these people. Like I grew up in the industry, right? But
Yeah.
also like my dad, he didn't play games. So it was, it was strict. We didn't, my dad was like, if we're all watching a movie as a family, right? Some people
Mhm.
definitely can relate, but like if we're all watching a movie as a family and let's say there's like a scene coming up where they're kissing, right? My dad is looking at all of us. He scans down. I have three other siblings, right? He scans down and he's like, and we already know what that means. Close your eyes, look away.
Okay.
So it was like, it was a little censored, but not overly
Right.
censored, but
So we're talking about like Hype Williams, and you guys, those that don't know Hype Williams,
that's right.
he
Okay.
directed your Missy Elliott videos. I Can't Stand the Rain when she first came out. He directed that. He directed TLC No Scrubs. F. Gray directed It Was a Good Day by Ice Cube. Ended up being in the Friday movies. Went on to direct Hollywood films. Cole Bennett, goodness, Cole Bennett, Juice World, Eminem. These are all video directors that made it really big and gave us some awesome visuals at the time in music videos that hadn't been done. I think even before Hype Williams, when he came out, it was just a whole different level. So that's what we're discussing, Trey.
Okay. So yeah, like what I was saying about like having to fight to find things,
Right.
I almost had to sneak onto YouTube just to get a taste of culture, if that makes sense.
I get
Like
that.
just to hear Ice Cube actually, be able to
Right.
actually watch the music video and hear and see what it is that all these people are talking about that I've never seen before.
Right.
So yeah, like man, who's some people I've been watching? As of late,
Yeah.
growing up, and as of late, with filmmaking, Ryan Coogler has been one of them, and
Right.
especially him because Ryan Coogler, and I know I'm just like name dropping a whole bunch of people, but Ryan
It's
Coogler
good.
also is a distant cousin, like a super distant cousin.
Wow.
But ever since I heard that, I started watching him, just inspired by like, storytelling and just being
Right.
able to just tell a raw story, a real raw and emotional story. That's just cool.
That is cool. Take us through a day of you creating, like when you're like on your page, when you're doing the cinematic visuals. First of all, I know you do get hired to shoot. I think there was one where it was bikes and coffee and different events that you do go and professionally shoot, which you guys can check out on Trade's YouTube channel, on his Instagram. You'll be able to link up with him in the description of the video and follow Trey. But for you, how do you come up with the visuals, like the cinematics, when the ones that we saw? What's a day like with you? And today I'm going to create something. Is it a long process? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I mean, for the bike video, that was basically what it was. It was a bike swap meet, so a whole bunch of bikers coming together, swapping parts and just showing off their stuff. And the way that I look at things is like I watch Netflix all the time. Like I'm always watching Netflix documentaries. I love the way that they're shot, and that's just how I view the world. I view the world like through the eyes of if some Netflix executive was watching, and so that's what it looks like. I just go out there, scan the scene, look at what's going on, just kind of get a bird's eye view of what's happening. Look at the
Right,
people, look at interactions, you know,
right,
people laughing. Just kind of immerse yourself in the moment,
right,
and then you pull the camera out, and then that's where it starts. It's just kind of unspoken from there. It's just it
right.
happens. You put the camera up, and then you feel something, and then it's
No, no, for real. Like, going to your channel and seeing that. I mean, you'll have a video up and it could be of the trees, but there's something going on and this way that it's shot. It's done very well. Do you have a particular software that you like to use? Are there particular cameras? Because I mean, from the time that you started to where we are now, how do you keep yourself relevant and keep changing with the times with all the software that you have at your hands? I mean, a camera alone, an iPhone alone, you can shoot. But I mean, you're doing things with things that we're not using on an everyday basis to shoot.
yeah. I mean, at the basis, it's just for me. It's just all expressive. I'm just expressing myself, and
Right,
I started off shooting on an iPhone, just taking pictures and editing it and making it look cool and whatnot. It's all expressive. And a lot of the stuff that you'll see on my page, a lot of it really might not make any sense. A lot of it does not make any sense. It's a lot of it is just energy and mood driven.
right,
It's just how do you feel watching it? Because I know how I
right,
feel when I'm there shooting it. I know how I feel when I edit it. I know that the song choice, it all makes sense. Everything just makes sense based off of a feeling, and the feeling is what drives, the story,
right,
So a
right.
lot of times I go to a shoot and there is no story in mind. Like
Okay, I was
I
gonna
shoot
ask
it,
you.
and the thing about me, like when these stories come together and then when they're finally, dropped and then everybody's able to see it, it's all of that is really created mostly within the edit. It's
Okay,
the story is truly being built in the edit. I go out and I shoot it, and a lot of times I don't know what I'm shooting. I'm just shooting it. I'm just
right,
shooting. I go home, I watch through this footage for hours. I just go look through it, I skim through it, and then I put music on, and
yes,
then it just all comes together. It just makes sense, And then
right,
that's where the story comes together. I can make a
right.
story out of anything.
And that's what I was going to ask you about. You already answered it, but the narrative, like when you go out and shoot, do you have a particular narrative in your head of what you want to go shoot? But like you said, you go out, you'll film something, go back home, and then it all comes back together and you edit everything. So you do all that by yourself. Do you work with anyone or is it just you?
Yeah, I work by myself. I started editing when I edited anything first, I had to have been my like 7, 8 years old. I watched my
Wow.
dad edit
Wow.
something right in front of me as a little kid, and I'm like, wow, I just watched him make something visual with
Right.
music and I watched him put it together, and I was like, just creation. That's so cool.
Right.
And yeah, that's where it started. I know I go off topic so
No,
much. It's
we're
I
having a conversation. That's fine because it leads to something else. And now that you brought up your dad, how does he feel about what you're doing? How does he feel about your videos? How does he feel about just your cinematic shots that you do, just a business that you're in?
it's not far from what he was doing when he was my age. Like I
Okay.
said, like he had a group by choice. They had opportunities, with Motown back in like the 80s and 90s when
Wow.
groups were a thing,
Yes.
like super popular. Like my dad was around during that time. He had opportunities. He sang at Laker games and stuff. So I grew up just hearing all these stories, like these are just stories that I heard, and it was always just instilled in me, like, your last name, bro, like it means something, like,
Right.
and I just heard it all throughout life. So he's always been like a huge, huge influence.
Right.
You know.
So are you looking to get into film work? I mean, is because you're a filmmaker, short films, like where do you want to go?
No, I'm not really sure. I think that the sky is the limit. I never want to put myself in a box and say, hey, like my ultimate goal in life is to make a movie, because it's not.
Okay.
It's not to get onto Netflix. It's not
Okay.
like, it's so much broader than what people know right now. And right now it's, yeah, it's, I just want my hand in everything. That's all I can say. And my hand is gonna be in everything.
Do you work with a lot of talent around town though? And and then I want to ask, if someone wants to reach out and work with you, if they want Trey to direct a video, how does that go? How do you put that project together?
Well, I mean, standardly, if somebody wants to work, you can hit me up, Visions. We can get that going. But what passions that I have, projects that I really want to do, I've always said that, I can, like, let's say for artists, I'm gonna talk for artists specifically,
Okay.
right? Artists wanting to work with me. I want to push out the best music. I don't, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it's
Yep.
easier to edit. It's easier to create something alongside with something that's also great, which is great music, you know? And that's what I look for. I look for talented artists. I look for people that are doing things different, not people that are trying to be like the next person because they got famous doing it. No, be yourself. Like, what makes you different? That's what I look for. I look for intentionality. I look for, I you know, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I get you. You have a great talent, and I get you. You're not just going out there just to shoot something, just because you say you're this. No, I'm not doing that. Kind of like, we'll go back to Soné. That's a very special, talented young lady. That's someone that, you two get together, your visuals with her talent, it's going somewhere. So I absolutely get where you're coming from.
Yeah,
Um, and even some of the artists that you did do videos for, they are different. And I love the fact that you don't stick to just one genre. Trey whatever music you're into, yeah, he can direct that. So I just want to make that very clear. It's not just hip hop or R&B. I noticed that on your page. Speaking of music, though, how do you feel about the music scene? I mean, are you into music? I know that a lot of your cinematics that you have filmed and put together, I love the music that you added to them. Each one is different, but so obviously music is in your realm.
absolutely. Yeah, music is, like I said, like, my family is probably more than anything musically inclined. Like, everybody in my family sings. And, it's just, like I said, it's something that I just grew up in, and that was the thing. So music, like, I think that everybody looks at music to a degree from an analytical point of view, but I think I really look at music like I'm like studying it. Like, why should I hear your song on Spotify and save it? Why should I hear your song on YouTube and not click on to the next video? Like, what makes you different? And a lot of times I'm just like scrolling like this. It's like nothing's different nowadays. And granted, there are actually a lot of talented people that are coming up, and I think that people are starting to feel it. Like, music is trash right now. Like,
Right,
music is trash. It's just like recycled now. It's just like I said, everybody's trying to be like
right,
who just got famous over there. They're trying to
right.
just
No,
replicate. It's
yeah.
Nobody's genuine. Nobody is themselves. And I'm not with that. I like people who are not afraid to show who they really are. Like, that's I don't know. I don't
No, I
know.
get you. No, I get you. I mean, I come from a different time, and obviously when I came up, I mean, we had the 2000s, the 90s R&B, even, the older music. It was great. It was wonderful. I love it. I still listen to it today because it's still popping today. It's
That's
still
what we
good.
have.
You know, it's exactly. So even, you know, young people today, you know, they love the 2000s, the, you know, 90s R&B that we had. But I fall in love with artists that I find like Chilla Tribe Mosey. Um, he's an artist that is doing something totally different. And I love that. I love when I find a new artist that's doing something and standing, you know, just on the outside, you know, just outside of the box. And we do have a lot of artists that are out, like your radio artists that are out that, yeah, it is the same thing. If something's popular, someone else goes out and tries to, you know, do the same thing. And so I totally get that. A lot of artists I've discovered here in Sacramento, I have to say, it's a lot of great artists here in Sacramento. And I've interviewed a lot of them and always wondered, why aren't you on the radio? You know what I mean? Like, you should be on rotation all the time because
It's
it's
too
so
real.
different.
It's too real for those people. It's too
Right.
real.
They're making great music, affiliato, great music. So, so yeah, Sacramento has a lot. You grew up in Sacramento. So what about traveling?
I actually grew up. I was born in Los Angeles, Inglewood,
Okay.
California.
Okay.
Yeah, I really bounced all around California. Like my childhood was a little wild. You know, it wasn't wild, but it was different from most. I was homeschooled for
Okay.
several years. You know, from LA, we moved to the Bay Area, from Sacramento, you know, Fresno area, just, you know, all over the place. But
Right.
Sacramento is where I kind of settled as an adult, you know, when I finally
Okay.
moved out and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do my own thing. Sacramento is where I ended up being.
Right.
So,
Same way with me. When I grew up, I mean, we lived in Merced. That was home. We moved from Merced to Bakersfield, lived in
mhm.
Bakersfield. From Bakersfield, we lived in Pomona. From Pomona, we went up to Salem, and then we settled in like Portland is where I'm from. We settled in Portland, and I've been in Sacramento for like 12 years and fell in love with Sacramento. It's so beautiful. And then when I got into acting and the arts, I was like, wow, the community here is amazing. What do you think about the artistic community here in Sacramento?
I like it. I like the thing about Sacramento compared to other cities, because I've lived in a lot of places.
Right.
Sacramento, it's got a different air to it. I feel like everybody has it's like there's a confidence in the air about everybody coming from Sacramento. It's like we're about to strut our stuff. Like I can
Yes.
feel that heavily out in Sacramento,
Right.
you know?
Yes.
So,
No, yeah, dude, I mean, you think about it movie-wise, the actors, the artist, even art itself in Sacramento. I mean, downtown Sac and other parts of Sacramento, I was amazed by it because, I mean, there's anywhere you live, you can find your, you know, in your town, there's an actors club, there's an actors whatever. But in Sacramento,
mhm.
you're right, it was absolutely different. And the fact that people want to reach out and help you. Like, you know, I've done extras on set to help out because they needed extras, you know. Everyone's willing to help each other here in Sacramento. And so I do appreciate that about Sacramento.
Yeah,
What's next coming from you? What can we expect from you in the next few years? Your YouTube channel. Tell me.
you know, I can't really say. All I can say is that, you know, 2026 has started off. It's been a little mixture. It's had its bad, but I think ultimately like the good has trumped that for me personally. And this year is there's no telling, and I can say that honestly. Like there's no telling where it's going this year. But all I can say is that there's gonna be a lot of good music. Good music. You come on my page, you see what it is that I'm doing, it's gonna be good music involved with it. That's one thing I
Okay.
can say.
Okay.
So
Do you, let me ask you this, speaking of Sacramento, the artists that you do work with, do you work with a lot of Sacramento artists? I mean, are you aware of them? Are you aware of what's going on in the community? Or, you know, are
mhm.
you more in the Bay Area with the music? So I know that's a whole different situation up there. You guys, great music from the Bay as well.
Yeah, so just all over the place. I'm definitely aware, and I'm seeing these artists out here in Sacramento. A couple that come to mind, 93 Torrance.
Right.
I don't know if you've heard of him. Super dope. I just
Okay.
heard him like a couple weeks ago. He's been doing his thing lately. 93 Torrance, Kifa, it's another one. Soné, of course. Johnny Rollaway. It's
Okay.
been a lot of good stuff has been coming from out of Sacramento. So
Right.
I I am interested in working with a couple of them. I'm not gonna lie. You know, that would definitely be dope.
Well, we're definitely going to be following you. I just appreciate you agreeing to be the opener of the new year for Rossie's Clubhouse. I was really excited about having you on, checking out your work, and just getting to know you. And now knowing where you come from, what just you've been doing this. Is there anything you want to say? Any shout outs? Is there something I missed that you want to bring up? Please share with us.
Uh, like I said, this year is going to be a big year, and it's honestly, I think it's gonna be bigger than even I'm imagining. So, just keep a lookout. Just keep a lookout, and for those that are actually supporting, thank you guys for supporting. It's all gonna make sense real soon. It's gonna make sense.
I agree with that. I believe that. I feel good about 2026 too. I really do. I'm excited about it. Like you said, came into it with some issues, but we're good. But I do feel good about it. We will definitely be watching you. I want you to come back to the show when you know what I mean? When you got what you're telling us about, when that pops, I would love for you to come back. You're always welcome back to the show. And we will be following you. I'm going to have you shout out your channel where people can, or your Instagram, wherever people can follow you at. It is in the description of the video, you guys.
Mhm.
And if you guys just joined us, I'm Rossie McCree. I'm interviewing Sacramento's multi-talented artist, Trae Mackey. And you guys, you'll be able to follow him. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, please follow. It helps the channel grow. This is a fairly new channel. Thank you guys for just supporting us. We really do appreciate it. And love to Sacramento. I can't wait to what all of us are going to be doing here in Sacramento, you guys. Thank you so much, Trae.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
good?
Thank you, Rossie.
You're welcome. Of course. Absolutely. Don't
Pleasure.
go anywhere. Stay backstage. You guys, thank you so much. And we'll see you. I'll see you in another week or so, guys. So be blessed.